Batman 2 nights in a row. Yeah, well played, sir. Did Soviet promotion of chess reach far east parts of the USSR? Yeah, I mean it had, but I think with a country as large as the Soviet Union was, um, if somebody was exceptionally gifted from those places originally, they would eventually just move to either Moscow or St. Petersburg, Leningrad in those days, because like the the logistics of trying to play bishop b6 is a weird move in this position. I don't think it's supposed to be the best, although maybe it doesn't really make much difference. But I think giving me an additional option of playing knight g5 here is probably not great. But I'm not sure what I'm basing this statement on. Maybe it's fine. Maybe there's just nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Not sure. I am really not a tower specialist. The name of the Russian chess movie that you mentioned, it's just called The Grandmaster, yeah. No, I haven't seen that. I don't really know Oriental cinema all that well. I have seen Parasite. Gusti uh, told me to watch Burning, so I watched Burning, and Burning is excellent. Like in my opinion, Burning is a better movie than Parasite, and I liked Parasite. So, but my actual knowledge of like Korean and Chinese cinema is very very rudimentary. Why not bishop f4? Because I didn't expect queen d6, and I think breaking the position open, considering how undeveloped my position my opponent is not a bad idea. But yeah, you're right, bishop f4. Like I could have had the same position with the bishop on f4 here. It would have been stronger. I absolutely agree, TDS Firenze. Can someone become? I guess you mean become a GM after 35. It's not going to be easy, but I'm sure nothing is really impossible. But it's going to take a lot of work, and I don't think results are guaranteed necessarily. Is it? I was wondering about Oriental. Maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, as I was saying the word, I was wondering if that's actually a problematic word now. But like, it's so difficult to keep up to date on that, uh, Mr. True Gamer. No offense was intended, but yeah, I was unsure because I haven't heard it used in a while. But that sometimes that just means that the word is old and some other words have come in to replace it. But how many players in Russia can make a living by playing or training chess? It's difficult to judge, but if you include training, I think the number is reasonably large. This is sort of viewer games, but not exactly. It's like my username is on the screen, and you can use exclamation mark challenge to challenge me, and then I pick the challenges randomly. Haven't played a single modern yet. Is nowadays easier to play chess for a living? I'm not entirely sure. Specifically playing, probably not, but earning money with chess, I think it has become easier with the development of technology because well, you can give lessons to people who live in a different continent, which wasn't a thing before, but it definitely is a thing now. Do you plan to write the chess book? Not particularly, Medicarl. I think whatever. Um, this is a line I haven't played in such a long time. Like normally you go like rook b8, knight c7 here. This is the normal accepted way of playing these positions. I personally, a3 is a rare move, but against castles, if you imagine the same position with castles with an opponent a2, I used to play bishop g4 here, and I had some analysis, but I think we'll stick with the tried and tested here. Um, what was Peter Svidler's opinion on Petrosian? I don't have an opinion on whether any cheating actually happened. I do have an opinion, which I already stated, that I think the chess community ultimately is well served by the fact that we are now discussing this topic openly, compared to a whispering campaign, which was, I can tell you, it was going on not specifically about Petrosim, but it was going on, way before Pro Chess League concluded. So it's a lot healthier for the chess community in general to discuss these things openly. As for whether there was actual cheating or not, is I'm not qualified to render a judgment. I'm probably in trouble here because I'm losing the pawn on b5, but I have some ideas how to maybe generate some counterplay in reply. Yeah, sorry. I occasionally I see comments about the resolution. The resolution is on my end. The admins can't really do anything about it before they until they become partner. And this stream is, part of the reason for this stream. I think all of us would very much like for this channel to become a Twitch partner. Lichess definitely deserve it, and I'm trying to do my, whatever small thing I can do to help Lichess become a Twitch partner, and then there will be options, and the resolution can be lowered, and so on and so forth. But it's impossible for now. I actually lowered the bitrate on my end. The settings for my stream on Thursday were 6K kilobit, and today I'm streaming at actually 2 kilobit per second, and it's still apparently streams at 1080. So we tried. What can I say? We tried. Why Russian chess players generally play Kan variation of Sicilian? I don't know if that generalization is correct, Yumitho, honestly. I think there's a lot of Russian players who play the Naidor, for instance. But, I mean, the Kan is a very playable system, and for me personally, I can tell you why I started playing the Kan Sicilian with black. I had a very interesting kind of a color history of my relationship with Sergei Rublevsky, a very strong grandmaster who I played a ton between like early 90s and like mid 2000s. I played my first ever game against him with white. That was when I was, I think, 10 years old and he was maybe 12. I lost that game horribly. And my next, I think, 9 games against him were with black. In all kinds of tournaments. Like, I just knew if I get paired against Sergei, I will be b6, queen a7. What am I doing? Why am I allowing queen a7? How much of an idiot can a person be? Jeez. Anyway, so there was this really, really long sequence of games where I would always play Sergei with black. I got a draw for here. My position is worse, but it's still a playable-ish position. I don't know if I, like, not entirely sure what this draw for signifies. Let's take it. I mean, it's a reasonably well played game by my opponent, and I don't particularly want to flag him. And then we play, I guess, one more, and hope it's a good game, and then I'll probably conclude for today. And Rublevsky, with white, he played like the Scotch and the 4 knights, so I had a lot of time preparing for the Scotch and the 4 knights. And then somewhere around 96 or 97, this changed overnight. And I think the next, once again, like 9 to 10 games I played against Sergei were all with white. And with the black pieces, in those years in particular, he played the Kan exclusively. He played nothing else. And because of that, I had to prepare for the Kan more or less every single tournament I played, because we played a ton. We played in the leagues, we played in the Russian championships, we played in the Russian clubs. We would play a tremendous amount of volume against each other in those years. I should have taken on c3 instead of castling, because now obviously my opponent will take with the rook, and it's a lot less comfortable for me. That was a mistake. And in those years I only played 1e4, and he in his turn he only played the Kan. Therefore, I spent an unbelievable amount of time preparing for the Kan with the white pieces. And the more I prepared, the more I felt that I have no idea where to get an advantage with the white pieces. And eventually I thought to myself, if I'm struggling so much to get anything with white against this opening, maybe it makes sense for me to try it out from the other side and see if I like it from the black side. So I did that, and it turned out that I actually do quite enjoy. That's a horrible, horrible move. But maybe not. Maybe the third horrible probably was not justified. It's not a good move, but it's not as bad as I was trying to pretend. So this is this is genuinely why I started playing e4, c5, knight f3, e6. I just prepared for Rublevsky so much that I thought, all this effort should not go to waste. I should start playing these positions with black. Bishop b5 is a weird choice here. I guess my opponent wants to go rook d3, and we should do something about it. Maybe just play queen c7. I do eventually want to play d6, d5. I think my opponent was supposed to take, just to kind of soften my structure in the center a little bit. Leaving the bishop on e6 unchallenged doesn't feel to me like it's best business practice. Do you think over-the-board chess of the classical events will be watched by many people compared to online tournaments? Very much depends on the event. I'm pretty sure the candidates will get a good viewership, and if and when we get the next, I mean, not if, but when. The when is a very, very large question there. When we get the next World Championship match, that will get tremendous viewership. Because, anything that gets Magnus to play always attracts a ton of viewers. But for the rest of it, I don't think it's even to do with online or live. It's mainly I think to do with the fact that people do. I mean, obviously, it's very stupid to ignore the facts there. People do prefer to watch shorter time controls, so it's going to be difficult to fight with that trend. I am not going to be. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna just give a flat out 100% denial, but most likely I will not be doing any commentary for the candidates, because I will be involved with helping young Master Alexeyenko, and I use Master in the old styly type of way. Please don't immediately tell me he's a grandmaster. I'm very well aware. This is not the most spectacular game of chess I have ever played, but I do feel kind of tired, so I will probably end on this one. We are kind of slowly coming in, and now we can even transform our advantage from a completely winning endgame with pieces to a completely winning pawn endgame. This looks good for black. Yeah, it does look pretty decent for black. Decided not to queen any pawns, just to make sure that the king never gets out of the cage.